Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We continue reading from Caitanya Caritamrita Adi-Lila. We are hearing the glories of the Panchatattva, chapter 7, text 34. Chabisha Vatsara Chilagrahasta Ashrame Pancha Vimshati Varshe Kailayati Dharme. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remained in householder life for 24 years, and on the verge of his 25th year, he accepted the sannyas order. So we heard yesterday that Lord Chaitanya as Krishna himself, he's God, so he's above this bodily varna and ashram, but he accepted the sannyas order so that he could give love of God to everyone. Because in India, still it was a custom 500 years ago to respect a sannyasi, bow down before a sannyasi. And by just doing that, they were getting a good fortune. Krishna says, offer obeisances to me. In 934, he says, right? No, not 934. Is that Patram Pushpam, 934? Anyway, I'm sorry, my text number, I can't remember it well, but he says that you become my devotee, worship me, offer obeisances to me. So just by doing that, one becomes fortunate. Therefore, there are 4 orders of spiritual life, namely Brahmacharya, Grahast, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas, and each of these ashrams, there are 4 divisions. The divisions of the Brahmacharya ashram are Savitriya, Prajapatya, Brahma, and Brahat. Okay, so now the four ashram, Brahmachari, Grahas, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas. Again, in Brahmachari, there are different kinds of Brahmachari. Some is called Savitriya, some is Prajapatya, some is Brahma and Brahat. Then in Grahast ashram, there are also divisions. Varta, that's professionals, Sanchaya, accumulators, Shalina, those who do not ask anything from anyone, and Shilonchana, those who collect grains from the paddy fields. Similarly, the divisions of the Vanaprastha ashram are Vaikhanasa, Valakhilya, Audumbara, and Fenapa. And the divisions of sannyas are Kutichaka, Bahudaka, Hamsa, and Nishkriya. There are 2 kinds of sannyasis who are called Dhiras and Narottamas, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1, chapter 13, text 26-27. At the end of the month of January in the year 1432 Shakabda AD 1510, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted the sannyas order from Keshav Bharati, who belonged to the Shankara Sampradaya. So I never even knew that there are different types of Brahmachari, Grahast, and Vanaprastha. Knew some idea that there were different types of sannyasis. But anyway, here these divisions are given. And we won't go much into the divisions, but the Lord Chaitanya, he took sannyas at the end of the month of January in the year. So the English year, as we have like 2022 now, that's the English year. So it was AD 1510, but the Vaishnava year Shakabda is 1432. And he took sannyas from Keshav Bharati. Sannyas Kariya Prabhu Kaila Akarshana Yateka Palan Nachila Tarki Kadigana. After accepting the sannyas order, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracted the attention of all those who had evaded him, beginning with the logicians. So before, there were some people, or most of the people, were not able to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Now, because he's a sannyasi, they're all coming to him. Paduya Pasandi Karminin Dakadiyata Tara Ashi Prabhupaya Haya Avanata. Thus the students, infidels, further workers, and critics all came to surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So everyone is coming because he's become a sannyasi now. So it was general respect. People will come, offer obeisances. Aparadha Shamaila Dubila Prema Jale Keba E Daive Prabhura Prema Mahajala. Lord Chaitanya excused them all and they merged into the ocean of devotional service. For no one can escape the unique loving network of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what did they get in return for just coming to meet Lord Chaitanya? What did they get? They merged in the ocean of devotional service. Ocean of devotional service. It's an unending ocean. It's a blissful ocean. When we say merge into the ocean, it doesn't mean they lose their identity. No, they're swimming, diving, frolicking in this ocean of love, loving network of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was an ideal acharya. An acharya is an ideal teacher who knows the purport of the revealed scriptures, behaves exactly according to the injunctions, and teaches his students to adopt these principles also. So an acharya is an ideal teacher. Ideal teacher. Lord Chaitanya would say that one should become an acharya, an ideal teacher. What is that? Who knows the purport of the revealed scriptures, who understands what is the purpose of the revealed scriptures, what are all the scriptures saying, and who molds his life, who acts according to what the scriptures are saying. And he's teaching the teachings of the scriptures. So he really sticks to the revealed scriptures. He's not manufacturing anything. He's not manufacturing. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu devised ways to capture all kinds of atheists and materialists. Every acharya has a specific means of propagating his spiritual movement with the aim of bringing men to Krishna consciousness. Therefore, the method of one acharya may be different from that of another one, but the ultimate goal is never neglected. So every acharya, he may make according to time, place, and circumstance, may change the details, but never the principles. Srila Prabhupada, he is an acharya. So we can see he sticks to the principles of all the scriptures, but the details are not so important. Details are not so important. The principle, inundate Krishna consciousness. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, give Krishna consciousness to everyone. Hearing, chanting, remembering, worshipping the deity according to the scriptures, everything. But the tiny details, okay, you want to offer Indian, you want to offer which kind of prasad to Krishna, you bhoga to Krishna, you want to offer Chinese or Indian or Mexican or Italian, doesn't matter, that's a detail. It's a detail. So Srila Prabhupada, he is an acharya. His aim is to bring everyone to Krishna consciousness. That's what all the acharyas, that's their goal. That's the goal. Srila Rupa Goswami recommends tasmat kenapi upayena mana Krishne niveshayet sarve viti nishedhasyur etayor eva kinkaraha. An acharya should devise a means by which people may somehow or other come to Krishna consciousness. First, they should become Krishna conscious, and all the prescribed rules and regulations may later gradually be introduced. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we follow this policy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For example, since boys and girls in the Western countries freely intermingle, special concessions regarding their customs and habits are necessary to bring them to Krishna consciousness. The acharya must devise a means to bring them to devotional service. Therefore, although I am a sannyasi, I sometimes take part in getting boys and girls married. Although in the history of sannyas, no sannyas has personally taken part in marrying his disciples. So when Srila Prabhupada went to the West, to New York, he had his disciples, they were boys and girls. And so he said, you live together, you first get married and then you live. And at that time, there were no trained brahmanas to perform the wedding ceremony, marriage ceremony. So Srila Prabhupada, he himself performed it. Although sannyasis have nothing to do with it, but just to bring them to Krishna consciousness. He did it. He didn't say, no, I'm not a sannyasi, so I cannot get you married. So always for a higher principle, the lower one can be given up. The higher principle was what? He wanted to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. That was his mood, the mission. That's Lord Chaitanya's mood and mission, to make everyone Krishna conscious. So he said, oh, it's well, nobody else is there. Okay, I will do this sannyas ceremony. And later, the marriage ceremony, later as his disciples got more and more expert and they became brahmanas, and then they would do the ceremonies. Then he didn't need to do it. Yeah, so that's the idea. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So first bring people to Krishna consciousness. Somehow or the other, give Krishna consciousness to everyone. That is Lord Chaitanya's mode. That is his mode, and that's his instruction. And so the empowerment is also coming from Lord Chaitanya. We just have to become willing instruments. That's all. That's all. So Caitanya Caritamrita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.